Hey friends, welcome to Raquel's plant-based channel. Today we'll be making beet burgers. Now, don't judge. If you've never had beets or you've tried them and they taste like dirt, you won't even taste the beets in these, I promise. Let's go to my kitchen. Come on. Hey friends, okay, so now I have all my ingredients that I need. I got 3 large beets, but these are from the can, so they're pretty small, as you can see. They're really small. So I use 2 cans of beets. Make sure you read your ingredients because sometimes they put, you know, all of these preservatives in there. These just have water and salt, and that's about it. All right, so 3 cloves of garlic right here, 1 cup of nutritional yeast. That's this yellow stuff. It makes, I also have oats in there too, but I mixed it together. There's the package if you've never seen it, nutritional yeast. It gives things like a cheesy taste. 1 cup of brown rice. I used what I have, so I have white rice already ready, or you could use quinoa, whatever you have on board. 1 cup of Old Fashioned Oats, that's right here. 1 tablespoon of onion flakes, and then 1 tablespoon of garlic flakes. 1 can of no salt added kidney beans. I drained them and I rinsed them. And then of course you'll have your grain bread. So I'm gonna start preparing this stuff. I'm gonna blend the beets and the garlic together, and then you'll see me mix it up all together. All right, be back in a bit. Okay, well, I put the beans in here. I'm gonna get my potato masher, my handy dandy potato masher, and try to break those off like so, like you would do with your potatoes. I always mash my potatoes with the skin on because that's where a lot of the vitamins are at. And by the way, this is my favorite, by far, my favorite burger recipe. I've got a lot of recipes off of the internet, but this, I have to say, is my favorite. I make this all the time. As a matter of fact, my mom said she doesn't like beets, and she had this beet burger, and she's like, I see that it's red. Does it have beets? And I was like, yep, it does. Like, I can't even taste it. I was like, I know. So, okay, so mash that up pretty well. Now, you start off mixing the wet stuff, and then you add the dry stuff later. So let's get all that protein out of there. Okay. Don't want to waste any of the beets. So let's scrape this off. You gotta be careful because beets, they do stain. So if you have something special to go to, don't do this the night before or the morning of. And this, I had the recipe calls for 3 cloves of garlic, but I love garlic. My husband, not so much. Those were my, the air fryer going off. I made some French fries. Now, if you're diabetic, I would suggest, or have heart issues, I would suggest you to make sweet potato fries in the air fryer. I use yellow potatoes, but if you have underlying conditions, any chronic conditions, definitely sweet potato fries is your best bet. All right, so I try to scrape every single nook and cranny out of there. I think I did a pretty good job. All right, now let's mix, mixy. Okay, try to just blend everything well. Gosh, this smells awesome. Don't smell any dirt. No dirt smell going on here. The garlic is kind of takes over. All right. Let's get the rice out of there. Love my rice cooker. Wouldn't leave home without it. It cooks any rice in 15 to 20 minutes. So it's definitely a time saver. There's some people that might be asking, why does Raquel eat so much white stuff? Like I used to tell my patients in the hospital, you're diabetic. If it's white, it ain't right. So no white rice, no sugar, no this. Well, that's before I became knowledgeable about nutrition. So diabetics, if you are diabetic, yes, try to decrease the amount of white stuff you have. But once you have the proper diet, like plant-based, and you no longer are diabetic, that is fine to eat it, because that's where your energy comes from. Believe it or not, an apple is a carbohydrate. So all carbohydrates that are plants, beans, rice, sweet potatoes, that's where you get your energy from. So, all right. Let's add the onion and garlic flakes. And then let's add the nutritional yeast and whole oats. Old Fashioned Oats, not cut oats. Nothing that's done fast, already, pre-packaged, nothing like that. Old Fashioned Oats. Mix that up real good. So let's make sure we got everything. We got our beets, we got our garlic, nutritional yeast, our rice, Old Fashioned Oats, onion flakes, garlic, kidney beans. Got it. Check, check, and check. All right. Look how pretty that's looking. It's so pretty. And one thing also about when you cook plant-based, everything gets done so fast. So my oven's on 400, and this will bake for about 20 to 30 minutes. And that's it. And I'll tell you where I got this recipe from, because like I said, this is my favorite recipe of all. All right, so I'm gonna make patties, and I'm gonna put this in the oven, and you'll see the end result. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, well, here's the finished product. Just came out of the oven. And I used 21 grain bread. It has no dairy products, no eggs or anything. Like, I put the whole kitchen sink on my burger, okay? So I put down my ketchup. I put down my beet burger. On the top piece, let me put on my Grey Poupon first. It gives it a nice little kick. Okay. Then I put my mayo. So good. And then I like to put my jalapenos. I gotta have me some spiciness. And some onions. You could put whatever toppings you want, just as long as you pay attention to the ingredients in your beans, all your canned stuff. Make sure it doesn't have any preservatives, just water and salt. If you could get salt-free, that's even better. Okay, and here's my French fries from my air fry. Always have to have a pickle. Well, that's the finished product. Now let's try it. Okay, so here's the first bite. I don't know if y'all can see that. I wish I had smell-o-vision going on here. That's so good. Makes me so happy. By the way, I added my neighbor's orange tomato. It's so good. I almost forgot to put that on there. And I always mix ketchup and mayo together. It's my fave. All right, so let's talk about this recipe. I got it from the Prevent and Reverse Heart Disease Cookbook. Dr. Eselstein, he's retired now, but he was in charge of the Cleveland Clinic heart area, and he had his wife and his daughter put together this book. So these, even though I don't have heart disease, I want to prevent it. So if you have high blood pressure, if you have any kind of circulation issues, anything to do with circulation at all, this is a great book to follow, because it tells you in the very beginning, it tells you about those foods that you need to avoid. But oh my gosh, there's so many foods that you can enjoy. And just a little side note, so this week, I'll keep that up so y'all can copy it or take a picture or whatever. This week my husband is doing plant-based, okay? So last night he was like, oh my gosh, I'm craving something sweet. So after I eat, I always grab like an orange or an apple or a date or, you know, something sweet to hold me over, because most of us do crave something sweet after we eat. So fruit is a great way to satisfy that desire for something sweet. So anyway, he goes in the pantry and grabs a bag of Halloween candy, whips out those dots, 2 little boxes of dots, and a Tootsie Roll. And he was about to put it to his mouth, and I said, you know that's not plant-based. He said, how come you wait till I unwrap it and I have my mouth all ready for it, and then you tell me it's not plant-based? I'm thinking to myself, Stevie Wonder can see that that's not plant-based. I mean, daggone, you know? But anyway, he, you know, we went into this bargaining thing, you know, which one's worse? And I says, you know what, it's all bad. It's just up to you, you know, whatever. He wound up eating the Tootsie Roll. But anyway, you know, this is really an individual journey. Everybody has their season when to start. Everybody has their different ways of starting, just as long as you start. Because this truly is the #1 way of getting rid of any kind of chronic condition that you have. So please investigate that on your own. You could look up Dr. Eselstein and you could see all of the materials, all of the evidence, the clinical trials, everything. This is the reason why he was in charge of the heart area of Cleveland Clinic, and in charge of those new patients that came in. They were very strict with them on what diet they couldn't and could eat. But focus on what you can eat. Don't focus on what you can't eat. That's the trick, okay? So please comment, like, subscribe, and share my videos with others. I hope that I encourage you today, and I hope you know that you can be full off of a plant-based way of living, and it's clean. There's no greasy. You don't have a greasy taste in your mouth, you know. You don't belch like uncontrollably. You don't have gastric reflux, because you know what? You're digesting it properly. It's what your body craves, and it's easily digested. All right. So again, like, subscribe, comment. I love those comments, and please click the little bell on the subscribe button. All right, y'all take care. God bless. Bye.